Guys, good afternoon and welcome back. Alright, so in this video I want to show us how to do an English word pocket on your English trouser. Now the first thing you need to know or see is how well finished this process or this stuff is. See how well tailored it is, right? So I will guide you through the whole process on how to achieve this neat type of word pocket finishing. See the edges are properly finished without any rumples, right? So now I will guide you through to the whole process. Now the first thing to do here is to bring your back panel, the part you want to put your word pocket. Now remember that your darting must be done first before you start fixing your weld pocket. Then how do you do your darting? From the sidelines of the back side, you are going to mark either 5 inches or 5.5, depends on the person's size. So I'm using 5 inches for this my client. So mark 5 inches this way, and then the dart depth is 3.5. The dart depth is what? 3.5. You mark it in this form. You try to make a straight line from there to connect in this form, and then after this, the next thing to do is to dart it. So now you hold it from that line you have drawn this way, and then you are going to sew the dart leg or the dart width is 1/2 inch. So place it in this form and make a slanted stitch from that 1/2 inch at the upside to the 3.5 inch you have here. So you have it to come out in this form, and after this, now the next you will see will be, or the next you will do will be, this is how it will come out, right? Then you're going to use gum stair, gum 2 inches width by 6.5 or 7 inches wide here, this way. So I will gum this and come back to show you how to continue. Alright guys, so now after you must have gummed the back with paper gum, now the next you will do now will be to mark the pocket dimension. So the dimension of the pocket we are going to use is a pocket width of 2.5 inches, right? So from the center of the dart, where the dart ended, you are going to mark 2.5 inch here, and also mark 2.5, that's 5 inches. Now it's recommended that you don't make the pocket mouth to be too wide so that it doesn't look somehow odd. So the pocket position will be at the edge where the dart line ended. So you also chalk that line. You also chalk that line. Make sure it's properly chalked. That line that the dart line ended. Then after that, the next thing you will do will be to bring your pocket in. Now the pocketing is 7 by 20 or 7 by 10 on fold, right? Depends on how you want to cut it. So here is on fold, that's 10 this way, and then by 20, right? By 7.5 or 8, depending on the width you want to use. So however, after which then the next you will do now will be to place this pocketing 1 inch below the waistline this way, and at the center of the dart. So once you have placed it in that form, you make sure you arrange the panel properly, arrange it properly to be centralized from here. So once you have gotten the placement rightly, so the next thing you will do here will be to place your plackets. So here you have gotten the placement. So the next you will do now will be to place your plackets. So the placket placements, you also fold this into 2, notch here, this way, and then place it at the center of the dart, and then start from that line you chopped. Stitch from that exact line, then double stitch there and stitch all through in this very direction. After you get to that other end, make sure you don't exceed that line. Then cut your threads and also cut your threads. Then the next you will do will be to fix the second placket as well. So for the second placket, you also fold into two this way. You also notch, place it as well on that direction, and then make sure that the second threading you are making is going to start from that same edge the first one stopped. And the distance from the first threading to the second threading must be half an inch. This way, half an inch from the first one to the second one must be half an inch. And then stitch there properly as well, and go all through this whole processes. So after which, cut your threads, and then cut your threads. So now, what you will do here will be to cross-check what you have sewn by measuring the threading gap from the back. So half an inch is what I have sewn. You see, half an inch is what I have sewn from the first line to the second line. And then after that, it's now time for it to open. So in the slitting point, all you need to do as well is to fold this into two this way. Give a notch at the midpoint, and after which you have done that, you mark 1 inch inside from the end of this point, 1 inch inside. Also mark 1 inch inside here. Then put your scissors in, cut till the 1 inch, raise the placket up this way, then give it a V notch to the end where the placket thread started from. Also do the same thing on the other side as well. Give it a V notch from here to that placket point. Turn it over the other way around. Repeat the same process on this other side as well. Make sure that in all your notching, you don't exceed the line you have sewn. And also raise the placket up this way, and then you notch. After that, this is what you have. Then you will go to your mumming table and then open press these both panels, open press it this way, and then open press this as well. After you open press it this way, you push this one that is here inside, this way, push it inside, and then you are going to fold, tucking the angular tongue here inside, after which you fold half an inch, fold in here this way, and then you replace it with this. You tuck it in this way, right? So once you go to your table to iron and do the necessary foldings and notching and foldings, so this will be what you'll be having. Let me show you what you'll be having. So tuck it in this way. So the reason I recommend you go to your table to iron it with iron is to make sure that everything is lapping as it should, so that you don't have any hitches or whatsoever. So once you are done with the ironing, so this is how the placket, the pocket will look like, and you are done. Let me go and do that and come back to show you the continuation. Alright guys, so now I am done with the ironing. You see how flat and neat it came out, right? So now the next thing to do is to start locking the sides. So raise the main trouser up, raise the lining, lock the angular fold here this way, stitch it down, the angular fold, sew it down. So once you sew that one down, you also stitch the alright, so now you still stitch the second one, stitch the second one up through. So once you are done stitching, you also cut your threads in this form, cut your threads And then the next you do now will be, see how you have to lock it, right? From here, stitch it from here. Also stitch from here as well. Look at it, right? Stitch from here as well. It's very important. Then after that, the next you will do now will be, you place this way, raise the first placket, hold the second one down, and hold that opening here and sew it down. So hold it this way and then sew it down. After this, the next you will do will be to go ahead to lock the pocket in. Now bear in mind that there are other ways you can achieve this as well, but this seems to be one of the simplest methods out there. So after this now, you lock this down to the pocket in. Lock the placket down to the pocket in this way, and then cut your threads. After which, the next you do will be to fold this lining to come up in this form. Make sure the lining is now longer by like 1.5 inch or 1 inch higher than the main trouser panel. Then after that, you notch the both ends this way and then fling it over the other way around, fling it backwards, and then hold it from the notching you have made and start from the side to lock it up. Please push the trouser in. So start from the side here to start joining it. So from here to join, making sure that every component is being held properly. Sew up to the end this way. Cut your threads. Trim off any much excesses at the sides. Trim it out this way. After that, repeat the same process on the other side as well. Hold it firmly. Sew it all through to this very point. And then lock it into this very point. Cut your threads, then trim here, trim all through this way. After the trimming, hold the lining front and back like this and then push it in so it comes out in this form. And this is how you fix your welt pocket. So still stay tuned, watch how I will lock it. Then make sure that this side edge is being held properly where it should be, like this and not like this. This side edge must be held properly like this. And then top stitch. Don't sew it from here like this, because sometimes when you turn it over, it tends to fall this way. So fold it to go backwards this way to make sure it's on the line of the side, right? And then after that, top stitch from the up, from here, top stitch all through, making sure that every area is properly held. Top stitch all through. Top stitch all of this. Top stitch all of this. So after this now, the next thing you do now is you start somewhere like 3 inches after the pocket opening or 2 inches after the opening, and start from here, stitch here, come up, and then lock the up area of the pocket. Close it up this way. So this is how you can fix your welt pockets on your English trouser. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Kindly like, share, comment, and tell me where you're watching from. And then the last but not the least is to lock up here. From here, sew it down. And you are done. You can now trim out the excesses from here. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye for now.